Greetings, y'all. This is Ifa Shayo Egunjobi of WildWomenDoAsTheyPlease.com, where I am an oracle reader and guide who assists women in the areas of freedom, self-love, entrepreneurship, and practical solutions to daily living. I assist women in remembering who they were before the world attempted to tame them. I am back. I'm so excited. I have missed y'all, but no excuses. I miss y'all. I just didn't do it. I know these glasses have a very high reflection on them. I can't find my real glasses, so I apologize in advance. So this is a viewer request video. I can see y'all coming in, but are y'all saying anything? Say something or give hearts or something so I can see. Because it's showing over here, but it's not showing that y'all are joining on the... Oh, there we go. There's Loretta. So I'm really excited to be back. So let me give y'all a little bit of updates and stuff. My Oracle class is going really well. I'm excited. This is week 2. I've already looked at adding, I think so far I'm up to like 4 more classes to the course, or 4 more subjects to the course, thanks to the students. So anybody who takes the course in the future, thank this group of students because they have added like, I think 4 courses. So thank you for the invite and the hearts and stuff. So this is a viewer request. And I forgot to look on my phone before I did this, so I cannot remember your name, and I'm sorry. But she was asking me about how to set goals and be consistent. And she works from home like I do and like a lot of us do. And I'm going to tell you, goal setting can be so hard, and to keep it consistent working at home, because you don't have anybody breathing down your neck. Like, nobody's going to make you get out of the bed. Nobody's going to make you get on that computer and, like, for me, for instance, create classes and do all that stuff. Nobody's going to make my flyers for me. None of that's going to happen. So, I just wanted to give her a couple of points on what I do. Now, let's be honest. I'm not the most consistent person in some areas, but most of those areas are not areas that truly matter to me. So that's going to be, we'll just start with that one. Make sure the thing that you're trying to be consistent, the area that you're trying to be consistent in, make sure it's something that actually matters to you. Something that you actually give a rat's ass about. Because sometimes, a lot of times actually, until we get free, we do things that other people tell us to do. We do things that other people want us to do. We're almost allowing people to live through us vicariously. So my daughter was just talking about this a minute ago. It's this lady that comes here, and she always tells my daughter, oh, you're so beautiful. You should model. You should model. You can make good money modeling. My daughter has never wanted to model. And, I mean, I'm here to brag on my good work, because I did create an absolutely beautiful child. And she's always gotten attention for that, even as a child, as a baby. But it's never been in her interest to want to model. Now, she loves clothes, she loves makeup, she loves, art and all those things, but she just never wanted to stand in front of a camera and be, I guess, stared at and photographed or whatever. So she was just saying, that she would just keep telling the lady that's not her thing, that's not her thing. But if she were to live it out, in my personal opinion, she could try it out and see if she like it, if she think it's something that she's going to like. But if it's something that you've been dead set against, so it just doesn't go with your personality, you just know you're not interested, be honest with yourself about that. You know what I'm saying? We love who we love, and we want them to be pleased, and we want them to be happy and all those things. But our lives are our lives to live. Our destinies are ours to fulfill. Nobody else can be Fashayo. Nobody. Nobody else can be Loretta. Nobody. You can try, but you will never achieve it. And it's not that I'm so... Well, I am special. I am. I'm special. I think Loretta's special. I think all my sisters are special. But the thing is that that's the important thing that I want y'all... Y'all see the summer glow as the sun came through the window? Y'all saw that? How that came up? But the thing is that I can be the best Fashayo. I am the best Fashayo. Loretta is going to be the best Loretta ever. Nobody can get with her. And so that's the thing. I know. Thank you, girl. But the thing is that So you want to live your own destiny. You want to fulfill, because that's the only way you can live and fulfill anyway. Anything else, you are shorting yourself, and you're shorting other people who could be benefiting from what it is that you bring to the table. I just saw It's Poppin' Vintage come in. Y'all, please follow them. Awesome vintage clothing. She has wonderful taste. But one thing that I told her one day, because she said, because her personality is a very strong personality, and she said, I hope you don't mind me telling this, Mama Key. I'm telling it anyway, so I don't care. It don't matter. But Mama Key has a very big personality. Sweet as she can be. Most kind-giving person you ever meet. She just got a big-ass personality. And she was saying, I just don't think I'm for everybody. I don't think everybody can deal with me. Well, those aren't your clients. That's not your circle. If they can't deal with you, that's not your circle. So, the next point is be realistic about what your goals are. One of my Oracle class students we were talking about how a lot of people in the conscious community, you have this goddess hour where you're supposed to get up at 4 a.m. and, you're supposed to have like a hour or 2 hour bath and meditation and do 3 hours of yoga and, do all this. I'm like, listen, that's not realistic for me. That's not the ebb and flow of my house. It's not how my body works. My body is not interested in being in the water at 4 a.m. I will drown, okay? Because I'll be asleep. And then I'll be dead. And I won't be able to help anybody, okay? So that's something that I think Queen of Fua talks about, is the goddess hour. For her, that's awesome. And I'm glad that works for her, okay? I ain't interested, okay, at doing nothing at 4. Much less, no. I don't know. So be realistic. What's going to work for you in your house? Your household is completely different than mine. Your body is completely different than mine. I just realized it looks like I'm naked. I do have on clothes just to prove to y'all. And that leads me to the next thing. Follow your rhythms. I have a lot of people that are night owls. Like my 2 Oracle classes, one is 5 and one is 9 o'clock. So 5 p.m., one is 9 p.m. And one of the sisters that's in the 9 p.m. class, she was telling me how she don't even really get going to the evening. My husband is like that. Follow your own rhythm. So for her, for instance, her rhythm would be she would have later business hours. And if I was in the nude, so no, but I'm not. I might be one day though, for real, because I'm out here about to burn up. I'm in my honeycomb hideout, and this is like, I'm living in the bush out here because it ain't no heat or air. So I got a fan and a heater. So, it's okay because my skin been sun-kissed. Y'all know I be out in the sun with just my bra on and my pants and stuff. So, up here is all sun-kissed. But yeah, so follow your own rhythm. So this is the practical part of it. Set alarms. Set alarms for what you want to do. So on my phone, when you look at my calendar, this is another thing. If you have a calendar on your phone, my suggestion is is using the Google Calendars, because Google Calendar, you'll have it on every phone you have. You have access to it from the computer, so you never lose or miss appointments. I love Google Calendar. I have used it for years, and I went from using an actual paper calendar to a Google Calendar after I lost my calendar multiple times. So write it down, put it on your calendar as an event, or whatever. I write everything on my calendar. This morning I had on my calendar, I had to take the dog to the vet. I had to take a hair update picture. Thank you for inviting followers. I had to take a hair update picture. I have to go pick up some hair color, and I wrote my clients down for the day, and I actually wrote down doing a Wild Woman scope tonight. So I have everything on there. I mean, if I have to go run errands, I'll even put my grocery list on there so that I don't lose it. So set alarms for what it is that you need to be able to do. Then reevaluate the stuff that isn't working. Sometimes stuff just does not work, and it might have been a good idea, but how good is it if it doesn't work? And see, it might even be an idea for you to pass on to another sister, but if it's not working, it's just not working. So do you want to hold on to it because, damn it, that was a good idea? Or do you want to hold on to it because, damn, that was a good idea that works? Because I've had a lot of good ideas. When I first started doing coaching or guidance and stuff like that, I used to do the nutrition aspect because I have a whole lot of nutrition information up here in my head flying around constantly. But I didn't love it. And I had the whole curriculum set up. I had everything set up. It was working for other people, but I hated it. So for me, I had to reevaluate because nutritional guidance does not make me get out of the bed in the morning. I'm not interested. It's like the 4 a.m. thing. I'm not interested because even when I was vegan, if somebody mess around and put a chicken wing, a good, crispy chicken wing in my face, I was going to eat it. Because I was never a political vegan. It was just a health thing. So I was like, well, I'm finna eat this wing and then, I'll work out the rest later. So reevaluate what does not work. And then be honest about your reasons for failure. A lot of times we don't want to tell ourselves the truth. Now, this might be where your sister cipher comes in. If you cannot be honest with yourself about your failures, you need to have women around you that are honest about why your shit didn't work, okay? Because a lot of times we have these, okay, so have y'all ever heard a child, it said child singing, and they singing their little heart out, and they can't sing a lick. As we say down here, they couldn't carry a tune in a bucket. And they mama just, yes, baby, yes. I am all for encouragement, but do not tell that baby that they need to have a singing career, okay? You're wrong for that because you're setting them up for failure. So if you cannot be honest with yourself about why you failed, then at least have people around you that are honest with you about what's going on with you. And another, and I really do not want y'all to read this as a shade throw because it's not. But I really honestly feel like that if Michael Jackson had more people around him that truly loved him and appreciated him as a person, I don't think a lot of the stuff that went on with him would have been allowed to happen because they would have been like, they don't really look good, dude. Don't do that, to kind of reel him back in. But he was surrounded by people who just did not care about him. They were there to get whatever it is that they could get from him, and so we lost him. You see what I'm saying? Even with MC Hammer, listen, the little typewriter. I was a Hammer fan. I was a Hammer girl. For those who are just showing up, I do have a dress on. It's just way down here. Just in case y'all are curious, I don't know. But MC Hammer went down because he was trying to support the entire community, and nobody was telling him like, bruh, it's other ways you can help the community without literally having to give everybody $500 and you got 500 dancers and backup singers and a live band and all this, and you're paying all of them all this money out. It would have behooved him to do set up nonprofits or for tax purposes and things like that. But he didn't have anybody there to tell him this is where you're about to fail or this is where you're failing. And the other thing is, because I can't remember if this sister has small children or not, but I've been working for myself for a really long time doing different things. One thing is when you have children involved, not only do you have to work around your own ebb and flow and rhythm, you also have to learn to work around theirs, which can be exhausting. Now, it can be more exhausting. And I know some of y'all may not like this, but it can be more exhausting when you have not trained your children to understand the importance of what you're doing. Children have a tendency to want to talk as loud as they can as soon as you get on the phone. They have a tendency to want to show their ass when people come around because it's like, look what I can do. They want to do all these little weird dances and stuff. And you have to train them from an early age. I'm at work, okay? And you have to learn, you as the parent have to learn to break stuff up. So you can't take clients back to back to back. You have to take a client here, an hour in between. A client here, an hour in between. And when you get on the phone with those clients or whatever kind of work you're doing with those clients, they have this block. This is the block they paid for. You're not going outside that block, especially if you have little children. Okay? So that's part of the coaching for me, and that's part of the coaching for my clients, because obviously I like to talk, and most of the time I draw clients that like to talk. So if we're doing a 3-card spread, I have to block out a certain amount of time because I know what kind of people I draw to me. This is the time that we have, because people like to tell, the stories behind each card, because they're excited about the confirmation and stuff like that. And plus, I tend to be really friendly. So people like, girl, because you know what, da, da, da. And that's fine when we just chit-chatting, but I got to have, this allotted amount of time because you paid for this slot. And it is so hard. It is so hard for me to do that. Because most of the people that I work with, I genuinely like them. Like, I think that they're fabulous people. I draw the most amazing women to me. And yes, I'm bragging, okay? I draw the most amazing... Hey, how you been? I draw the most amazing women to me. I am surrounded by, like, love and power and fun and entrepreneurship and all that kind of stuff. I am blessed and highly favored, thank you. And just in case you're wondering, I've been telling everybody I do have on clothes. I just look nude. So just wanted to let everybody know. But as hot as I am, I might be nude on the next one. But I've been surrounded by those kind of women, so I do tend to build relationships. But what I found is we're gonna do this reading, and then later on in other groups and stuff, or on the phone if they want to call, then we can get on here and chit chat. But the thing is, and I will tell y'all up front, for any of y'all who work from home or do things from home, you have to keep things very clear, okay? You have to keep those boundaries of friendship and business very clear, because you will end up falling out with somebody that you love very much because you end up feeling used, or they end up feeling used. So respect people's business, and if you're the business owner, respect your own business. So I know I got off on something else, but this is the guidance part. But if you have a friend that does a particular thing, yes, blurred lines. If you have a friend that does a particular business, I'm going to use my business. So you call me and we just chit-chatting about the weather and kids and all this, and you start asking me stuff that you know damn well is stuff that people pay me for. Now, I would probably give you a little bit, but we're not going to have no 2-hour guidance session, okay? That's just not going to happen. I might even pull out a couple of cards. We might do a 3-card pull or something like that if I know you like that. But don't ask me to do like no whole Wild Woman spread. That bad boy cost $75. But you like, because I'm your girl. Just, if you were my girl, you wouldn't do that. Okay? And the thing is, from my end, I had to learn how to set those boundaries because, and I'm going to tell you, they ain't mean no harm. But I was getting pissed off when I would go back and count, like, wait a minute, how many, and you ain't never gave me nothing. But then, see, I'm the type that when I come support your business, I'm coming with money in hand. But then, see, I would get mad because they didn't do that to me. One, I didn't set it up that way. I trained them that that's how they were supposed to treat me. I never required it. I never, but see, this is the thing. Okay, so this is the thing. I don't have a problem with people talking about their life. You can talk all you want to. The thing is that I have to control me. So a lot of times, I will give advice because that's what I do. I mean, I'll just be honest. This is the way my life is set up. But a lot of times, I'm like, well, girl, what you gonna do though? I'll put it back on them. And so the person might be good for you to bounce stuff off of. And sometimes, honestly, we just need to hear ourselves. Sometimes we just need to kind of work it out loud. You know what I'm saying? So, and the thing is that if you feel guilty about it, evaluate. Am I really using her? And also, and ask her, do you feel this way? And I need you to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Because she has to set boundaries, and you're responsible for your own boundaries. Because, like, I didn't call my friends and be like, why all this time y'all been doing it? I ain't do that. I just changed the way I responded. And I still love them. I do. But I'm like, if I'm coming with money in hand for you, and I know that me not getting money for, like we not making an even exchange, if I know that upsets me, to save the friendship, I'm gonna control me. I'm not gonna worry about controlling you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna worry about saying, well, what you should have done. Man, I don't have time for that. I love you. And I don't have any desire to control you. I'm gonna run this show over here and just be like, well, girl, what you gonna do? What, you think that's the best solution? Okay, well, if you like it, I love it. That's generally my response. So, yeah, I done got all off again, but it's what I do. It's what I do. So let me see. I gotta get off here and come right back and do, because somebody was asking me about my piercings. Y'all, I done stretched up. I'm at 3/4 now. I got see-through now, see? So I need to come back and do one about my piercings, because that was my next requested video. So I'm gonna cut this off unless anybody has any questions. I'm gonna give y'all a couple of moments for questions. So we talked about goals, goal setting, and being consistent with your goal setting or goal achievement. I don't know. Hold on. I'm geared to go to the next. So hold on. So be realistic. Follow your own rhythms. Set alarms. Reevaluate what doesn't work. And be honest about the reasons for failure. Okay? So I don't see any questions. So I'm geared to go out and come back and do one for this request about all my body modification. All right. I love y'all. See y'all in a little bit.